Hi, my name is Carrie Larson, and today I'll be presenting about Ciba's acquisition of Allied Colloids. So question 1 asked us what caused Allied Colloids to become a takeover target. So Allied Colloids is a global leader in water treatment, so that was very attractive because other businesses could acquire them and strengthen that division of their business and really diversify their portfolio. And by acquiring Allied Colloids, they would have a really strong market position because Allied Colloids is a leader in this market, and then it also helps the new business to have an easy entry into the market because Allied Colloids is so strong, and also just really start out as a leader rather than having to struggle and deal with all the costs of developing that division of their business. They would enter the market as a leader. They also saw that Allied Colloids was projecting to have really good results for the next coming year of 1998, so that was really attractive, and they're a really fast-growing company. Like, they grew 44% in the last 2 years on their EPS alone, so they saw that this was also a high-growth market, so it would be really attractive to venture into for the business and potentially very profitable. And also by having these resources in water treatment, it would bring new technology to the firm and they'd have new technology resources. So question 2 asks us, how did Ciba value the gains from the merger or acquisition? And Ciba really saw this as a new platform to grow their business. They could have this water treatment platform, and it really aligned with their strategy in increasing shareholder value. They planned on doing an acquisition for a while, and finally they found a company that really fit in with their culture, and they thought it would really strengthen their global position, as well as create high value products through this differentiation of gaining to new technology from the water treatment and also venturing into water treatment. Question 3 asks us, what effect did the acquisition have on Ciba's balance sheet and performance? So before the acquisition, Ciba was actually doing really well. Their sales were up 19%, their velocity was up, and also their economic profit was 64 million Swiss francs. But after the acquisition, they actually ended up experiencing a net loss of 791 million Swiss francs, and then also their velocity decreased to 0.83, and even though their operating income increased and their EBITDA increased, they had to write off 1 billion Swiss francs, which really harmed them. And then that resulted in an economic profit of 6 million Swiss francs, which really shows that cost of capital was really harming their performance. And because if you were to exclude the acquisition from the economic profit calculation, then they would experience an economic profit of 88 million francs, which really shows that cost of capital is harming them from their acquisition. So question 4 asks us who won and who lost in these scenarios. So when looking at the original acquisition of Allied Colloids, Ciba obviously won over Hercules. They were a better fit culturally and ended up outbidding Hercules, paying about $2.3 billion. So when looking at the effects of the acquisition, Allied Colloids was definitely the winner in the short term, and in this case reading, Ciba decided to keep a lot of their employees, if not all of them, especially top management, which was really beneficial for Allied Colloids. And they also the shareholders experienced a huge payout because Ciba paid $2.3 billion, and that definitely was over their share value at the time. And it can be predicted that the long run winner would be Ciba because they do show that they are increasing sales because of this acquisition. They're just stuck under a lot of costs right now from the acquisition, and because of those costs, that's what's developing losses and things like that. So if they continue to have increases in sales and better margins and then can come out from under those costs, they could potentially be the winner in the end. So question 5 asked us to give a quick update on Ciba and where they are now. So Ciba actually continued to struggle through the years from overpaying for Allied Colloids, and they also experienced problems with currency and high raw materials costs. So in 2008, BASF acquired Ciba for $2.9 billion. And BASF wanted to really expand their plastic coating and water treatment divisions and thought that Ciba would be the best fit because those were their strong divisions. And it also was a very easy integration opportunity because BASF actually was a key supplier for Ciba. So it was easy kind of to just work them into their value chain. It ended up being a very successful acquisition, although they paid a lot for Ciba, and analysts were kind of worried that they paid too much, just like Ciba paid too much for Allied Colloids. It actually was very successful, and looking at their 2010 earnings, which shows complete integration of Ciba into the company, their net income actually increased from 1,410 euros to 4,557 euros. So that's a 3,000 euro increase in net income. And they also, in the specific divisions that they wanted to improve, they also experienced increased sales in those divisions. So plastic sales increased by about 2,000 euros, and as well did coatings and functional solution sales. They also increased by 2,000 euros. So overall, it was a successful acquisition, and Ciba still remains acquired by BASF.